Hello everyone. I'm so glad you have joined me for another Anything Goes Saturday. Last week I used a piece of this paper and it was specifically, I believe, this one. And I made this card. You guys loved it. It was a big hit. So I thought what I would do was I was left with, this was a piece that was cut off of here, so it's separate that. But I was left with a piece that looked like this. I started cutting it down. And I thought I would use it for today's card. So I first off cut off this strip. All right, get rid of that. And I had basically this. So the next thing I did was I cut this in half. Now, that meant I had to, I think it was 8. Yeah, I did cut this down. It was like, it's like 8 1/4. It was an odd size, so I cut it down to 1/8. And then I cut it in half at 4. That gave me 2 pieces. This one I'm not using, so I'm gonna put this away. You'll have to see what I do with it next. And I decided I would use this. Now I cut this down so that it would fit on a panel of blueberry bushel. So this ends up to be 3 3/4 by 5. My blueberry bushel is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to take and I'm going to add this to my piece here. And I was left with this piece and I went, okay, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? I came up with a couple of ideas. First thing I did was I cut a piece of blueberry bushel that's a little bit smaller than the white. So it looks like the white is a layer when it's really part of the paper. So I'm going to add that on there like so. Then I took that long strip, and I got to find the one that fits, this one. And I cut it wrong first, so then I had to cut another piece. And I made it a little bit smaller than that, by about 1/4 of an inch. This is not quite 1/4 of an inch, but I didn't want that much white showing. So I put this on like so. So I've got this. And I thought, okay, last week I used a pretty sheer ribbon. This week I decided to use some silver ribbon, and I'm going to wait on that because I'm not certain if I'm going to put it at the bottom or the top, and I might even just do a bow. So then I decided, okay, there's daisies on here, and you know me, I love my daisies. I took the medium daisy punch and I punched out 3 daisies. I always do 3, and you'll see why. I'm going to take my my bone folder, and I'm going to curl 2 of them down. And now if you play Les Me Not, don't pull too hard or you'll be punching again. And then the other one I'm going to take and curl up. Now I'm curling it the same way, but this is actually the back of the punch. So I have 2 going down and 1 going up. I am going to take my glue dots and I'm going to make my daisy. So I'm going to take one of the ones that goes down, put a glue dot on the back, and very carefully take it off. Now, if it doesn't come off, excuse me, if it doesn't come off one way, turn it the other way and pull it off. One way it will come off easily. Then I'm going to take the one that's curled up and I'm going to pull it off. See, that one came off really easy. So if it doesn't come off easy one way, just take and switch it, pull it another way. And I've staggered them so that I have a nice full daisy, because I'm going to take a scrap of this and I'm going to punch my center out, and that's just, it's like 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to take my, if I can get it off, my dot, and my punch out, and see, it's perfect because it has the same background as that. Now these daisies have a little blue center. So I'm going to take my blueberry bushel marker, and I'm just going to draw a center in there. And I'm not worried if it's perfect or not. It's nature. And now I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, and I haven't decided where it's going. So what I'm going to do is I'll put my dimensionals on and play with it and see where I want it. All right, so there's that. Now I could put it there. I could put it right in the center. That looks kind of funny. I like it there. And I need a sentiment there. So I've got to find a sentiment. Let me get one. Okay, I went to a retired set and I pulled out just a little high from me. I love that. And my blueberry bushel ink. So I'm going to take... this was a celebration set from several years ago, and I just love the sentiments in it. So I'm going to stamp it, pull this down a little bit. I'm going to stamp it right there. Oh, perfect. Okay, before I put my flower in my bow on, I'm going to put it on my card base, and I chose to use a white card base. All right, so I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add this on here. Now I'm going to take my backings off, and I'm going to put my daisy there. And you know what? I think I'm just going to use a little bow. There is a right side and a wrong side to this. One side has white in the middle. That's the back side. So I flipped it over. All right. And I'm going to use a tiny bow because I like tiny bows. All right, let me get my ribbon scissors. Now, if you guys don't have a separate pair of scissors for your ribbon, you need to get a pair. Cutting ribbon and paper with the same scissors dulls your scissors. Paper will dull your scissors very quickly. So make sure you always have a separate pair of scissors that's ribbon only. I am going to use some of the, what are these? They're the Tinsel Gems 4-pack, and they have blueberry bushel in them. So I'm going to add 3 blueberry bushel. And I'm going to use the big one. I'm going to start, oops, don't you stick. I'm going to start there with 1. There with 2. And I'm attempting to do a straight line. We'll see if I get it or not. All right, come on. There. So now I have my gems on there, and I need my ribbon. So let me get my glue dot, and I can decide where I'm going to put it. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to put it at an angle at the bottom because I like that look. Right about there. And there's the card for this week. And I used a daisy stamp set to decorate the inside in the envelope. I hope you enjoyed seeing today's idea and that you'll be back next week to see what I do with this set or this paper. I've got 2 more cards. No, I could probably do, I at least got 2, maybe 3 cards left. So make sure you join me. Have a sensational Saturday. Bye.